So one of the ways that you can recognize if you, it doesn't matter what kind of job you do, if you want to know if your company or profession is on board with the 17 unsustainable development goals, there's some easy ways to see it. So one, they're going to push systemic structural racism, unconscious bias, all this racism crap. They are. And what this is designed to do is to sow discontent. It is. Because the leaders that go to, like American Nurses Association, they're going to have one of these webinar events. Again, because they're following the Communist Manifesto. And maybe some of them don't even know it, but that's the danger with being too educated and thinking you're an expert is, you don't see. So what many of those leaders will do is go to that webinar. They'll learn all about their unconscious bias, which is it's just social engineering. And then they'll take that back to their units and they'll implement it on the units. And the next thing you know, there'll just be all this tension, uncomfortability. It will pull the team apart. I saw at Northwestern, they were really going out of their way to destroy teamwork. I think that's a lot of the reason they cut staff too, because then you don't have a team. You can handle just about everything when you have a good team. When you don't, then it causes discontent. It causes stress. That is what it's designed to do. You will, if you start paying attention at whatever employer you work at, if you suspect they're with that global agenda, you will see those kinds of things. But then pay attention to changes that come down the line. Because what you'll notice is you'll think to yourself, why are they doing this? Because it's something that won't help patients or whatever industry you're in. This isn't going to help them. Why would they want to destroy their own country or their own business? And the reason being is because they want to destroy the country. They want to level it. They want to level healthcare. They're trying to do it slowly, but they, because they don't want you to catch on. So one of the things that they're methodical at this, I saw Northwestern and other places do this, is if there's too much pushback for something they want to implement, they'll back off from it, okay? They'll back off and say, okay, but they won't believe me. They won't let it go. That's the danger people make is they think, oh, we stood up, we won. Yeah, you just won a battle. They're going to come back around in a different way and still bring it in. So you always have to be aware of that. They don't just give up and go away. They don't. They're revolutionaries. So they get those nurses that go to those webinars for like American Nurses Association, who has in 2030, Agenda 2030. But they'll have other ones before then. Come and learn about your unconscious bias and ask yourself these questions and then go back to your unit. And what those nurse leaders will end up doing is they become a tool for those revolutionaries to help destroy their own hospital. It's true. That is what they want to do. That seems crazy to people because if you're still in that mindset where you think that everybody means, has the best interest of others at heart, that's the problem. They don't. The globalists definitely don't. And they're in control right now. I mean, not just at the Biden level, but state too. So it may seem like you get a win sometimes, but don't let it fool you. Alinsky, the one that is the radicals, I forget what it's called. Something radicals. Now I can't think of it. But he had an 8-level control model that you have to obtain, and then you can control the country. Do you know what the very number one thing on there is? The first thing they have to get a hold of? Healthcare. Yep. Healthcare. Because they control healthcare, they control you. And so while they control healthcare right now, they're trying to level it. They just don't want to be obvious about it. They don't want to be obvious. And the reason they're doing that is first because they don't care about you. I mean, I think that people kind of get that. But those CEOs they made sure to make a ton of money during COVID, right? Yeah. So they have control of healthcare. They're just trying to go as slow as they can, although they've done the speeding up at times. Because it's to destroy your unit. It's to get people to quit. I saw Northwestern keep violent employees that were violent to a kid, a patient, and to staff, verbally and otherwise. And they kept her in place. And you think to yourself, well, why would they do that? Because they're trying to destroy the teamwork, destroy the unit, destroy the hospital. It's true. You can tell yourself, oh, that's ridiculous. Look in history. This is what they do. This is why we're supposed to learn from history so we don't repeat it. So that's the first thing they want to get a hold of. The next thing is poverty. They want to increase the poverty rate. That's an obvious one. The people that are poor, you're powerless. Then they increase debt. This then allows them to increase taxes and claim all these reasons they have to do this and that. Again, giving them more control. Gun control. You see this happening. It's been going on for many years. I think Americans are at least wise enough, or gun owners are, to that one. They will create a crisis. They will create a shooting. They'll do whatever they have to. They want to get the guns. They've gotten them from most other countries, and those other countries, I always see on social media saying, America, don't give up your guns. So there's a reason for that, because if your government comes trying to do something, you have a way to protect yourself. Welfare, take control of every aspect of their lives, food, housing, and income. So this is part of the reason I can't stand all the regulations, all these regulatory boards, is they never help. They never make things better. That should have been seen during COVID. Public health was it was useless. HHS, because they're all captured agencies by this communist manifesto system. That's why we never should have had them to begin with, because by having them, that's how you can end up trying to take a country down, is using all of those assholes. I'm sorry, but that's people that stay at those jobs and don't see the truth of what they're that mindless. It's like, you really have to wonder about them. So education, take control of education. They have control of it. They control what the kids are learning, change all these radical teachers with the purple and green hair, and talking about sex to kindergartners, and let's cut your pieces off, get you on hormones. They have to control religion, and obviously the way they do that is they remove God. No more God. No more God. Remove it from schools and government. They did this in school a long time ago. Pledge allegiance, that's not said anymore because it has God in it. So see, they will take their time slowly and methodically reaching their goals. And now they're nearing the end of it. So that's why it's important. The best way to counteract this is their design is to keep pressure on you. So you have to do the same. Speak up. It does have an impact, and you keep speaking up. Class warfare, that's the one where your systemic racism, your structural racism, and your unconscious bias is being used. So all those little manipulators at those nursing associations and unions, that's why I go off on them, because they got on board with this. It's designed to create and sow division and discontent. It's exactly what it's designed to do. Create a class warfare system. Us against them, black against white, rich against poor. That's what it's designed to do. And all those experts and people that went and got 25 letters after their name, they're not experts except at just, being a mindless robot. So does any of this sound familiar? I think it should to most people that want to see it. Alinsky merely simplified Vladimir Lenin's original scheme that he used to conquer Russia. And then there's the useful idiots. The useful idiots, those are your American Nurses Association. Anybody on board with those 17 unsustainable development goals. And the reason they call them useful idiots is because they will go along with the agenda. They will just be passive, and yet they don't even realize that they're in chains, and they will be chained worse once they're done using them. So that's why they call them useful idiots, because they don't get a clue that you shouldn't even be going along with it, because it will destroy your country. And that's what it's all about. You see the guns going on, you see the education, the healthcare, and they may back off and seem like they've stopped, but that's only interim. It's so that you'll forget about it, but they'll come back around. So go on your employer's website, see what they're up to. You'll understand if they're on